Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So quick one, this video is a request. Somebody sent me this video from my platform that I should please can I teach her how to make this. Thank you. So this jacket covering you neck, so I'm going to make it. As a beginner, if you want to make your fabric, always fold your fabric equal. Then you will measure your measurement and then you will add extra 4 inches. Before you make any fabric, you are going to mark out the biggest part of the measurement. Let's assume we are making blouse. You are going to mark out the biggest part, the bust part or the tummy part. Then you will now add extra 4 inches to avoid damage. So let's dive into today's tutorial. If you never subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe for more video. So as you can see, I already drafted out my drafting paper. I already make a line. This is the upper part, the bust part, the under bust, and the full length. So the next thing, we are going to mark out, and the measurement I will be working with, the shoulder I will use 15, the bust I will use 25, the waistline I will use 23 inches. So let's cut out the shoulder part. The shoulder part I already mark out 1.5 to slope the shoulder part, which is the shoulder slope. So let's mark the armhole. Since the shoulder is 15, I'm going to divide this by 7, then another half, because normally the shoulder measurement is 14. I add that 1 inch, making it 15. So I'm going to mark the 7.5, then the armhole I'm supposed to mark 7, but since this is just a pattern paper, I will just make use of 6. Then if you are making your pattern or your client dress or your own, depends on your measurement. So this is a pattern paper, this is not a fabric. I hope you will understand the tutorial or the explanation. Sorry, I used to use a voice note because there was noise on the background. So this is the back side, while that other one is the front side where I have the zipper allowance, because we are going to make a jacket button neck, so we need the allowance from the front. As you can see on the picture, this is what we are going to make. So I'm going to find the midpoint of the armhole, which is 3. I will mark the 3, then go in by half an inch. Meanwhile, this is the back side though. I'm still going to mark exactly this on the front part, but I just want to mark it here before we mark it at the front part. So I'm going to curve the lines in the armhole, then I will stop at that part to impute my measurement. So I'm going to impute the measurement. The bust measurement is 25. When you divide 25 by 4, what we have is 6.25. But although I will still add allowance to it, since this is a pattern, so I'm going to mark 6.5. Then the under bust I'm going to impute the under bust measurement 23. So if you divide 23 into 4, we have 6. So I'm going to mark the 6 inches. I will mark the line. Then for the waistline, I'm just going to use the bust measurement just to draft it out. I will still mark the 6.5 before I will now add my allowance. So this is just the basic measurement I'm working with. Depend on what you have. Then after mark out the lines or the measurements, you will add allowance before you can able to create your armhole perfect, to avoid damage. Is at least it's better than the armhole area you have allowance. Later you trim it out that you don't have allowance. Later you will be looking for any alternative to add or join the sides. So here I just add 1.5 from the bust, 1 inch from the waist, then 1.5 from the other part, which is the down part. Then I curve the lines. So this is the main measurement, and here is the zipper allowance. I hope you can understand what we are doing. Please, if you never subscribe to this YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate all your support. So at the waist part, which is the hemming part, I add 1 inch allowance to it. Even if you want to make use of lining or you don't want to fold it, you will have extra allowance so that you will not short the length of the blouse. Meanwhile, this blouse I use 15. I just use 15 to mark out this jacket. Sorry, I say blouse. Then I add extra 1 inch for the folding part, although I'm not going to fold it. Then for the down part, you can decide to curve it, you can decide to leave it straight, depend on what you want. So let's cut it out. I'm going to cut out the back side first before I will cut out the front part. I will just go ahead and mark the line before I will cut it out to impute that front measurement, because at the front we need that curve. We need that curvy armpit at the front. So this is the back part. Here is the front part. So the next thing, I'm going to go in by 3, which is the midpoint. Then I will now mark 1/2 inch to curve the armhole. You can decide to put a sleeve, or you can also decide to leave it as short sleeve. So we are just making it. If you don't have ruler, you can draw it out with your hands. If you can draw it out with your hand, perfect, then you don't need ruler. But in case you don't have ruler, just try your best to design it or to draft it out perfect. So this is the back side, and while this other part is the front part. You can see the armhole, the front part is deep than the back side, as in the curving part. So I just go ahead to mark out the line. It is the bust line and the under bust measurements, because we are going to cut out the neckline. But before I will cut out the neckline, I'm going to cut out the shoulder parts. You know, I already have allowance at the front. I have 2 inches allowance at the front. So I'm going to draft out the lines to just separate the line so that you will understand it better. Yes, so this is the 2 inches allowance at the front, because we are going to make a button at the front, as you can see on the picture. So we just go ahead and roll it out. So this is the button allowance, because it's wrapping button. We have allowance inch, form of wrapping. So the next thing, I'm going to mark out the shoulder. I will use 3.5 to mark out the shoulder. depend on what you are working with. That 3.5 including the sewing allowance, because if you want to use lining, or you also want to use bias, or just to fold it play, you will still going to have extra folding inside. So that's the reason why I add that allowance. So from shoulder to my under bust is 10. As you can see, I already have a line there which is 10. I'm not going to cut it at that 10. I will go up by 1 inches, although depend on the measurement you are working with. So what I have here is 9 left. I already mark 1 inch. So from the shoulder part down to that place where I just detored it, so that is where I'm going to connect the neckline. You know, we are making curving U-neck, wide U-neck design. So it depends on what you are working with. Just go ahead to mark it out before I will now curve the upper part, which is the curving part. So this is the neckline. You can decide to use 7, you can decide to use 8, depends on what you are, the measurement you are working for. So this is the upper part. From here I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch. You can also make use of 1.5, although we are going to pleat the edges side. So I just go up by 1/2 inch. As you can see, I want to use that marker to just detort it before I will make a sharp curve there. So this is now the neckline we are working with. As you can see, this is the curving part. So this is the neck. The next thing, I'm going to cut it out. And you know, we already have allowance from the down parts as well. So depend on what you are working with. At the down part, you can decide to make your own 5 inches deeper,